This is a kosher menorah. This is not. These are kosher menorahs, but this is not. Let me tell you why. Let's go back to this first menorah for a second. This is my dad's menorah. I just took a picture of it. It's not out yet because Hanukkah is still for another week and a half or so, but this is the menorah that we use, which means it is kosher because if it wasn't kosher, we wouldn't use it. It is also your classic representation of a menorah. It has 4 on one side, 4 on the other, 1 in the middle that is raised. And the one in the middle that's raised is the shamash, and technically, you don't actually need one. Even forget about needing it or not, it definitely does not need to be raised. This is the menorah that I use every year, and as you can see, it's all on that one plank. But the shamash you can't see because there's no candles in it right now, but the shamash is separated. So if you're going to have a shamash, it needs to be separate from the other candles because that's just your helper candle. And you can technically have 8 tea lights and just a random candle to light them all, and that would be a kosher menorah. But obviously it's better to have an actual menorah, but that's technically kosher. Now let's explain why this one is not kosher. It's not kosher because not all of the 8 candles that need to be there are on the same level. They all have to be the same, all nights are equal, and they have to be visually that way. So if it's on this rounded edge, not all the candles are sitting at the same heights, which means they're not all equal. Yes, it goes up to the shamash in the middle, but again, shamash doesn't need to be there, so it's not like the focal point of the menorah, even though it just kind of happens to be that way sometimes. With all that being said, can you tell why this one is not a kosher menorah? I'll give you 0.2 seconds. That's a lie. I'm done. It's because they're not all level. You can't tell which one the shamash would be. It just looks like there are 9 days and there are 8 days of Hanukkah, and the 8 days correspond to a candle, and if it looks like there are 9 days, then that means it's not for Hanukkah. While I have you here, let's play a little game, why don't we? This is it kosher or is it just a candelabra? I'll give you 3, 2, 1. This menorah is kosher. Even though it is an LED, you don't need to light it yourself. Even though the preferred method of lighting a menorah is oil and wicks, the second preferred method is candles, but you can use LED. Like, let's say someone's in a dorm room and they're not allowed to use fire, they can still do the mitzvah of lighting the menorah with an LED menorah. Now, this one from Home Goods, or Home Sense, I don't remember, 3, 2, 1. It is kosher, because even though it looks like the dogs here, which are freaking adorable, are not the candles. The candles are actually in the back on a straight line. So it is kosher, and I think that the shamash is right behind this dog up here, which is so cute. Next, we've got this one, 3, 2, 1. It is not a kosher menorah. I can't tell if any of them, oh no, it looks like 2 of them are raised and the rest are level, which would mean that it's not kosher, but also they're not in any sort of line, so you can't really actually tell what day is what, and the whole point of the menorah is to count the days. So, not a kosher menorah. Now this one's tricky. 3, 2, 1. My answer is I don't know, because I can't really tell from the picture if this middle one is raised. It is absolutely adorable, but if they're all on the same level, then it wouldn't be kosher. If this one is raised, and I can't tell if that one is raised also, but if these 4 and these 4 were on the same level and the middle one was raised, then it would be kosher. Last but not least, I'll give you a toughie. 3, 2, 1. Honestly, I'm not completely sure, but I think that this one's kosher. All of the ones around are the same level. The one in the middle is raised, and it is in a line.